You guys want to hear a funny one about how the brand almost ended?
Sure.
Yeah,
Hit us.
absolutely.
This is a good. This is a good one, and I haven't told anybody this story. It's been very like I was so like scared and embarrassed, and my lawyer told me, "Don't you fucking dare say anything about it." So a while back, when that first go through, got minimal sales, friends and family, a little bit here and there. I had this idea to make like sort of themed hats of teams. And I was like, well, okay, football's really popular. Let's make some NFL team themed hats. Well, in about 2 weeks, I kind of crossed the line a little bit with some of my designs. Might have gone over, might have overstepped a little bit. And about 2 weeks later, after they were flying off the shelves, let me tell you, it was very exciting. I get a cease and desist letter from the NFL, and
Oof.
nothing will make your asshole pucker up quicker than that letter. I was freaked. I was like, uh-oh, this is the end. Because
Oh
the,
my
the
God.
NFL, I don't care what kind of lawyer I am, the NFL can crush me.
They
Yeah.
They
own a
own their
day of
own
the
day
week.
of the week. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You want to know what the funniest thing is about that? Is you're not the
Yeah.
first guest we have that
Oh,
has
man.
gotten an NFL cease and desist. We had
Yep.
Josh Colbert was he made a living in college selling Eagles gear that was, not authorized to be selling.
Yeah.
But what did they do? Cease and desist. Then they offered him a job
Then he works
to
for
work
the Eagles.
for the Eagles. For 5-6 years, he worked for them in merchandise because he was doing so well.
Well, I can tell you the Browns, the Steelers, nor the Bengals have offered me a job.
I
Uh,
was
the,
going to ask, are you allowed to say what teams it were? Because I've been
yeah.
a diehard Bengals fan for 2 decades now.
Oh man, yeah, they're looking good. Joe Burrow, man, he's Columbus. That's where
They're
I
not looking.
am.
Don't pucker me up. Don't do that. All right.
Well,
So wait.
I'm
What?
sitting in the Brown seat, so
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah, that's tough.
So cease and desist letter. What was the like? Can you kind of describe what the
Oh, sure,
logo
yeah.
looked like? What was?
So, they were the same colors. Now, I will tell you, I wish I had one, but I got rid of them all, and I don't think I have the balls to even show it on camera if I did have it.
Well, you're not selling it.
This-
What's it matter? You know.
yeah, I know, but the Steelers one definitely crossed the line. This the Bengals one, I would have fought, had I had the backing behind it and the time and the energy. The Browns one was just a fuck up on my behalf. I took a picture in the stadium at a game, and
Oh.
that's a big no-no. You're not allowed to do any. And the Browns one was pretty neutral. It was basically our basic Trouble Off the T logo in Browns colors, but I wrote
Okay.
dog pound on. I wrote dog pound on the side, and that was kind of a no-no. And I posted it from the stadium, so yeah, that'll get you. That'll get
Tough
you.
scene. So what was the Steelers?
Yeah,
one?
the Steelers. Picture the Steelers logo.
Oh, okay.
with a little bit of the Trouble Off the T logo into it. It was when I
You're like,
saw
yeah,
it,
just the Steelers.
I was really excited, and then I was like, this is the one that's gonna get me. And let's do it anyway. I had nothing to lose. Like, I mean, we weren't selling anything. It was like, well, we're gonna sell some hats or what?
Dude.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I have to thank the NFL because they could have continued to go after me and crush me, and they
yeah.
didn't. They gave
Yeah.
me a free pass, and then I said, okay, I don't want this smoke anymore. And I knocked that shit off right away.
Oof.
But then it helped me find more of the identity because that wasn't the identity of the brand. It was just a way to make a buck, and we needed a buck at that point. So I was grateful for it, but I'm also grateful to the NFL
Easier
for not
to ask
crushing
for.
me.
Easier to ask for. What is it?
Oh yeah,
Easier
forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. If I got a cease and desist letter from the NFL, I probably would.
Frame it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd frame
Oh,
it.
I have it. I have it, and I thought about putting it up back here, and I'm like, why poke the bear? So my good friend who was my lawyer on it, who helped me, I go, this is kind of a badge of honor. I should post this. He
It
goes,
is.
don't you fucking dare post it.
That's amazing.
Because he wasn't charging me for the help. So I was like, okay, all right,
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
give you more work to do.
Absolutely.
But it is, dude, you guys, it is so much fun doing what I'm doing. Because we just get to come up with ideas and then whiteboard them and see what works.
Right.
So, and when we bought this last run of hats, all the hats that you see on the website right now, we also bought a shit ton of blank ones so that we could come up with something quick. If an idea hits, and I can tell you we have two of them right now that we're working on that should come out in the next week or two of
Ooh.
Ooh,
short
nice.
run, like this is what's popping right now. Let's get it out there to the people that these hats were made for. I love my dad to death. Maybe he'll listen to this, but these weren't really made for him and his crew of friends. These were made for us. Like, I'm 44 years old, so you take that 50 to 18,
Right.
and I've been able to
Mhm.
I've been able to work with some really fun golf influencers, college golfers, and they all love the brand. And there's some really, really great people in that space. There's also some shitty ones that don't do what they say they're going to do. But by and large, there's been just some absolutely wonderful people that I've met. Um, I could list names: Party Hard, Morgan Pankow, um, Abby Long Drive. These are just some wonderful people. Rev Mac, and then I've got a bunch of
Yeah.
golfers from the University of Toledo golf team. One of my
Oh,
friends
Oh,
at
cool.
my
okay.
old course is friends with the coach Jeff Rope, and he set me up with them. So I'm doing some NIL with these University of Toledo golfers.
That's
Nice.
And
pretty
That's cool.
sick.
yeah,
Oh
and
shit.
I have to admit, like, the making content, I I suck at it. I could put my phone in front of my face on the course, and it's just so. But you get these college players, these kids that can just do incredible things with a
Sure.
golf ball and a golf club that I could never imagine. Like, here, buddy, put the hat on and do that again.
Right.
And it really makes for some good content. I'm still searching a
Yeah.
little bit more for the consistency and getting the message out there. And so much of it is one video, and you guys know that in the social media space,
Hmm.
you can spend hours making a reel and it gets 200 views, or you can spend
Yeah.
15 minutes of one and it gets 20,000.
Yeah.
So
We
I
were
mean,
it's
we've
just
talked
all.
talking
about
about
that a
that.
bunch. But I mean, that's kind of like good, right? Like they were a clothing brand
Oh my
before
God.
any of those guys
Yeah.
were signed on. But same thing, you get the right people and they're out there creating not just creating the content, wearing that product, and people see it and it's that's
Right.
cool. That's cool, and it,
Yeah.
it builds, just snowballs from there.
Yeah, it's great. It's been so much fun. It's been so much work. My wife is probably so mad at me sometimes. I'm like, honey, I gotta do trouble tonight. And she's like, oh, we have practice, So I have two boys, 9 and 11, Will and Lincoln, and they keep me busy as hell, as well as my clients, and I'm not willing to give up my roles and life as a parent, so I have to find the time to squeeze this in, because it's great. I mean, I told you, TJ, I spent all weekend at a lacrosse tournament in
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
yeah.
But it was fucking sweet. And
Yeah.
my kids team won the championship, so
Let's
Nice.
go.
he's
Awesome.
he's, he's a bit of a baller, so we'll go with that.
Let's go.
Well,
Well,
tell him he's got to come to Syracuse
I was
here
just
because
gonna
this
say.
program's
I
heading back
know.
up.
Well, he's got to up his game if he wants to be in Oregon, but he's
Yeah.
got some time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next then? Like, what do you kind of want to do with the brand? Like, what do you have like a vision for like maybe the next year or two?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. So the goal right now is still to win at hats,
Mm.
really, and just get enough people that like the stuff that we can show new stuff to. And if they like the hats and they trust the
Yeah.
hats, then it's like, okay, we have people then that would maybe trust us with a hoodie or trust us with a
Hmm.
polo. But we really, really want to, crawl before we can walk. And that's a mistake that I made in the past before I had these good partners, is I was trying to do too many things at once and not doing one thing really, really well. And I do believe that our hats right now are first class. They don't they don't bleed through. They're not going to fall apart after 2 rounds of golf on a hot day. They're sturdy, they're good quality, and we've got a lot of them. So we can make a lot of different ones, and we can do it very quickly. So at a point where people start messaging, "Hey, do you guys have anything else?" I think that's when we're gonna let our customers, tell us. I like to call them troublemakers, but Luke and Danielle don't like that. They're like, "Oh,
That's genius.
that's not our image.
That's fucking money right there, though.
No, that's not our image. Our image isn't trouble." I'm like, Okay, fine. All right, for me it kind of is, but the real kind of ethos behind the brand, and I didn't even have one when I started this. That they kind of helped me develop. Is you look at the competitors in the space, you look at your Bad Birdies, and when Bad Birdie first came out, it was like, holy shit, they
Mm-hmm.
are just disrupting golf. We're kind of the opinion that golf is pretty awesome as it is. I don't know that we need to try to change it. We just want to celebrate it. And that made so much sense. It ties in with the playlist. What you like music or not, I'm a music guy on the course. With Trouble Off Tee, you can play your music. If you're not at Bushwood Country Club, you can untuck your shirt. I don't give a fuck. You know,
Right.
it's about enjoying the game the way you want to enjoy it. You want to keep score, sweet. You don't want to, even better. But for us, it's inclusivity to it, for all it's worth, and just enjoying it as it is.
Cool.
And I'm not very good, so I have to enjoy it as it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, before we get to the rapid fire portion, Marty, just tell everybody where they can find you on the website, social media, all that type of stuff.
Oh, great. Thank you. Appreciate it. So Instagram, Trouble Off the Tee, TikTok, Trouble Off the Tee, and www.troubleoffthetee.com. You'd be stupid to pay full freight for anything right now because of all of our influencers with their discount codes. So give them a follow, and because I appreciate them, for doing this. I want to pay them money for sales. Like I would gladly stroke a tremendous check, if we sold 1 million hats tomorrow. That would be the greatest thing. I'd like to grow with a lot of the partners that I'm working with. So that's important to me. And an extra $5-10, that's not going to make or break the company, but it's going to get people to appreciate the company.
100%.
Cool.
It's and like you said, there's a lot of. It's nice to hear that kind of thinking, especially business wise, in this space, because like you said, there's a lot of great people. There's also a lot of shitty ones, and
Yeah.
But I like to think that like ever since we started really going full throttle with these interviews, I feel like I don't think we've had a bad one yet, or like somebody that I wouldn't go into business with, or like wouldn't go out on the golf course with. It's super cool, and to hear you kind of do that, especially with the NIL stuff with Toledo. That's really fucking cool. So it's very commendable.
Yeah.
I'm very very appreciative of people like you.
Thank you. But I'll tell you what, 2 years ago, it would have been a terrible business decision for you to go into business with me.
Well, yeah, because I
Fucking
would have had
terrible.
because it wouldn't have been let into Paycor Stadium because the Bengals have been like, that guy's blacklisted. Like, fuck, dude.
Thanks for watching today's episode.
To see more of our content, be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe on YouTube. We can be found at Basic Bogeys on all platforms.
Thanks. We hope to see you on the next one.